I think a lot of people act like wisdom comes magically when you turn 40 years old or as you get older, which absolutely it does. Life and experiencing life and making mistakes gives you wisdom. But I also think that wisdom comes from paying attention now. And a lot of people my age aren't paying attention at all. If every single person over the age of like 40 says the same thing of, I wish I started earlier, I wish I didn't do this, I wish I did this, why wouldn't we, as people half their age, listen to them? If you are in any position where you're surrounded by people, and not necessarily surrounded, but you have YouTube, you have social media, a lot of people you're going to find say the same things. And if you're just kind of letting it go in one ear and out the other and just living your life and having fun, which is good, like, don't get me wrong, live your life. But if that's the only thing that you're doing and you're not pursuing anything and you're not thinking long term, then you're falling behind. And it may not feel that way, but you are. And honestly, maybe I look really stupid saying this at 21. Somebody's watching this video and going, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. But I'm 21 years old. I do not want to retire when I'm 50. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I have big dreams and big goals. And if pursuing those things and achieving those things means picking up on what other people that I admire, or even people that are in positions that I don't want to be in, and they're saying they regret certain things, why wouldn't I pay attention to that? Why would I let it go in one ear and out the other? I am 21 years old. I dropped out of college, I think a little after I turned 20, and I've been on sets. I work in the film industry. I've been on sets for Megan Thee Stallion, Travis Scott. I've worked on commercials for DoorDash, Dick's, Marshalls, Church's Chickens, featuring Harry Mack, all of these things. Within the first 2 years of me being in the industry, also I directed a music video for a song that was featured in an Oscar-nominated film, The Holdovers, if you know it. I did all these things in my first 2 years of being in the industry. And so I say this because I have such large dreams that I'm not going to let my age deter me from them. I think actually, me being so young, I have an advantage on a lot of people. And I think understanding that and acknowledging that is, I think, oh my gosh, I feel like I sound very egotistical, but it's almost smart in a way. I'm 21 years old. I know damn well I got many years ahead of me, but my friends, because I went to community college, and I had friends that were like in their 40s that came from the corporate world and decided to pursue a passion of theirs that they had forever. We're living in a different generation where we can pursue what we want to pursue. We should take advantage of that. We'd go out to lunch, whatever. They'd say the same things. You don't have kids. You don't have responsibilities. You don't have a home. You still live at home. Take advantage of those things. And so if you are in my same position, do the same thing. I absolutely want to get out of my house. I want to leave ASAP. But I understand that as soon as I leave, I'm putting so many things on my shoulders. I'm going to have so much more responsibilities than I do now. And I may actually have to get a real world job because I have to live to survive. Or the other way around. I don't know. So what I'm doing is I'm acknowledging that I'm young. The advantages that I have against, is that the right word? I don't know. Of a lot of people that are pursuing maybe even the same things, but they have more responsibility. They got to take care of their kids. They have rent to pay. They just have more responsibilities. So if I can start now, I could potentially be ahead. So why wouldn't I? And if I'm surrounded, especially in the film industry, I'm always surrounded by people older than me. I'm always the youngest on set. If I'm surrounded by people that wish they did this when they were my age, wish they did this when they were my age, wish they didn't do this when they were my age, why would I let that go in one ear and out the other? You know what I'm saying? I guess what I'm saying is people my age just don't really pay attention. And I feel like I've always kind of been this way of like being in high school, being in middle school, and being like, why? Like, we are 12 years old. Why are we doing this? We shouldn't be doing this. We're 12. We're children. And I think I've always just been that way. And I don't want this video to sound like I'm like tooting my own horn. But like, and sometimes it sucked. Sometimes it sucked not being this like party person and going out and getting crazy and having so much fun and da-da-da-da. I don't know. but I just like, I couldn't get myself to do it. Now I do, I mean, I go out and I have fun and it's fun. I'm not saying I'm like, I've always been this person that locks myself in my room and works and works and works and then I don't do anything. Absolutely go out and have some fun. But I guess I felt that at least the things that people that I was surrounded in high school were doing things that I felt we shouldn't have been doing at our age. And now at my age now, 21, it's like, okay, yes, I can do those things. I can have fun. But also acknowledging, and I feel like I've said that word a lot, so take a shot every time I say that word, that I have goals. And yeah, I don't know. I guess all that I'm saying is awareness is huge. I think if you have this mindset of, I'm going to pay attention to my surroundings, I'm going to pay attention to what the people that I admire say and what the people that are in positions that I don't want to be in, what they regret, what they wish they would have done. If you can have that mindset, you will be ahead of most people your age. I also want to preface, I didn't approach this video the correct way. I'm kind of just like sitting down, wrote down something of what I wanted to talk about. It's not fully fledged out, and this video may suck, and I might re-record it in the future, but I'm most likely going to post this one anyway because, yeah. Basically, we think wisdom equals age. You're 80 years old, you're wise. Sure, duh, I would hope so. You've lived 80 years of life. I would hope by then you've got some wisdom to you. But why can't I be 21 and be wise? I also think that there are patterns. There's so many patterns. I'm saying every single person that I've spoken to, again, I've told you, I am always the youngest person on set. People find out how old I am and they want to start spewing out advice. It's just kind of how it is. My friends are all older than me, at least 5 years older than me. They've all got something to say, and it's fine, whatever. I mean, I've gotten used to it at this point. And maybe that's why I can make this video, because I've heard it so many times from other people. But I mean, it's always something that I believed in, and I always felt that I was this way. Being friends and being surrounded by people older than me, you're bound to hear something. You're bound to hear regrets. You're bound to hear things that they wish they would have done. Why do you have to experience things yourself to learn something? Why can't you experience something through someone else's experiences? If someone says, I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have stayed home a little longer and taken advantage of the fact that I don't have responsibilities. I wish I would have picked my partner right. I wish I would have learned about finances and money and stocks. If I learned all these things when I was your age, I would be way further ahead. So what are you going to do? You're going to listen to all that, and then you're going to be like, yeah, damn, that sucks, man. And then you're going to go crazy and not listen to what they're saying that they regret. Why do you have to experience things yourself to learn something? Why put yourself through the pain, through the heartbreak, through whatever it is, to learn something when you can learn from other people's regrets and experiences? Holy Spirit's coming out to speak, bro. I also think a lot of people have this mentality of like, I'll just figure it out later. I'm 20, bro. Let me have fun. Let me go crazy. Let me do all these things. Let me live life. And then when I'm 30, then I can settle down. Then I can figure things out. Then I can, bro, what? I don't know, man. I'm just not that person. When I'm 30 years old, I want to have things figured out. I want to be further ahead of most 30-year-olds. The same way right now at 21, I want to be ahead of most 21-year-olds. How can I be ahead? And I guess that's also a part of the mentality. Is not necessarily, I think having this mentality of wisdom doesn't have to equal age, that wisdom can come at any age if you pay attention to the things around you. If you can understand that and have that mentality, and then on top of that, want to be ahead of most people your age, like you just got the great combo. I think I also have this feeling that I am losing time. Like I'm 21 now and I feel freaking old, and I'm not old. So it's kind of this battle of, I know damn well I'm 21 years old, I've got many years, but I also feel like I'm a bit on a time crunch, and maybe that's not good. And I know that maybe that's not good. But like I said, I don't want to retire when I'm 60. Like most people do. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. So what can I do to not do that? You know? Because like when I was 20, I hated being 20. Because like it was literally like 2 weeks ago, but when I was 20, I was like, damn, I wish I was 21. I can't do anything. I can't go out with my friends. All I wanted to do was go to a bar and play some pool and hang out, and I couldn't do that. And so I was waiting for the day that I turned 21 that I could do those things. But now that I'm 21, it's like, damn, when I was 20, there was this energy of being able to be like, yeah, I'm 20 and I've done all these things. I don't know what that means. That's probably got to mean something maybe not that good, but that's kind of where I was. I don't know. But what am I saying? I feel like I'm repeating myself. I just want to be great, dude. I want to be ahead of a lot of people, or most people my age. There's always going to be those outliers that are fucking 20 years old and they've done so much that it's like, wow, I just go lay down. Let's have to rest. But like, those are the outliers, and yeah, you can be a little jealous and be like, damn, did I take my earrings out? No, they're in there. But you can be like, damn. But I mean, whatever. I think maybe it's good to like look up to those people and be like, wow, shoot, I gotta pick up the pace. I'm taking these off. I gotta pick up the pace. I gotta go at it. I gotta whatever. But maybe it's also not good. Don't feel, because if you can get to a point of being like, damn, I'm 21, freaking Olivia Rodrigo is my age and she's done all these things, or whoever else is my age and has done all these things, I should just give up, because I've reached the limit. If I haven't done this by 21, then whatever, give up. I put, I guess, like a little time limit or time crunch on myself, but I know deep down that is not necessarily limiting me. I'm not going to get to the age of like 26 with all these dreams that I had, and if I haven't achieved them, give up. That's not what I'm going to do. When I'm 26, if I'm still not at the point that I want to be in, we got to think about things. We need to see what's going on, and then we need to pick up the pace. But I don't think I would give up. So it's about who do you think you are, and who do you want to be? I want to be proud of myself. I am proud of myself, but I want to do a lot of things, and I want to accomplish a lot of things at a very young age, because I guess there's almost this like competition thing that I like. How can I be better than other 21-year-olds? How can I learn this? How can I do this? And I like that. I don't know. But I'm just going to reiterate this point that I made. Why do you have to make mistakes that older people have made and said that they had made and said that they had regret, to actually learn and not do them? You know what I'm saying? I think this way you can be further ahead of them when they were your age, further ahead of the people your age right now. And you can make way fewer mistakes and accomplish things way more. But I also think that comes with a certain desire and a certain want. And if you are on this page, then you maybe have that same desire. You clicked on this video for a reason. You either are a creative or an entrepreneur. Both, which I think if you are a creative and you're trying to make this your career, you are both. You're a creative entrepreneur. Then you have this same mentality. I would say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't settle for things. You don't want to settle for things. You have big ass goals that you're trying to achieve. And you will achieve them. Most people our age, and I guess in this video I'm talking a lot to people that are my age. If you're older, I believe the same thing applies, but I can't speak to that. I'm not 26, I'm not 30, so I don't know. But I know at 21, and if you're watching this and you're 18, you're 19, you're 20, you're 21, you're 22, whatever, the same thing applies to you. Leverage the fact that you're young. What can you do right now to be ahead of most people your age? It's the mindset. Do you watch certain YouTubers? And I'm not talking about the ones that you watch while you're eating lunch or whatever. I'm talking about the ones when you feel so much motivation or you feel down and you click on their video. Who are you watching? And what are they saying? What do they regret? What do they wish they had done? What have they done? As someone that you admire, what have they done that maybe you can also learn from or try out? That's, I think, the approach that most people, if you're trying to be ahead of most people your age, that's the approach you should have, is what can I learn from people that I admire? And how can I apply it quickly? Same goes for people that maybe you don't admire, or they're in a position that you don't want to be in, and they consistently complain and talk about, damn, I wish I did this. Damn, I wish I didn't do this. Listen to that. A lot of people you're going to find when you're 40 or when they're 40, and I love to say 40 because it's just a clean number, but it doesn't matter the age. They're older than you. They are going to love the fact that you're younger, and they're going to give you so much advice. Don't sit there rolling your eyes like it's not something that you should listen to. It is something you should listen to. I'm not saying it should be something that you live by. You should take it with a grain of salt, but it's something that you should listen to. Why would you sit there and let people complain about all the regrets that they've made and then be like, damn, that's tough, and then go about your day? Like, listen to what they have to say, and how can you apply it to your life so you don't make the same mistakes and you can be ahead of way more people your age and people older than you. That's the goal, right? To be ahead of people your age, but also to be ahead of people that are older than you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like this competitive nature in me, but I love the fact that I'm young and that I can leverage that I can take advantage of the things that I have currently. I mean, I still live at home, and I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I live at home so I can pursue all the things that I want to pursue without the burden of responsibilities that comes with not living at home. And that's just me. Maybe you're in a position that you don't live at home. You can't live at home. Whatever it is. I think whatever you heard in this video, you have something to apply. You take some of it and some of it you leave. I'm not a guru. I'm not somebody that you have to listen to. I'm learning things just the same way that you are, and I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be talking about the things that I learn so we can kind of be doing this thing together. Listen to people around you. Your parents, they got a lot to say. And my parents have many things to say to me, some things that I don't want to listen to. And then in a couple years, I probably will listen to it because that's just the way things work. I have friends that are my parents' age and they say the same things, and it's like, okay, I'll listen to you. I don't know what it is, but that's just kind of how it is. You'll listen to them eventually, or you listen to them now and you're better than me. I hope this made sense. I'm kind of just riffing here. It's been a minute since I've posted, and this is something that I really want to do, so I just kind of pulled out the camera and started talking. I may remake this video with a bit more thoughts and a bit more points, but I was just kind of riffing here. So if you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe. I'm going to do more videos where I talk about the journey that I'm going through, building a creative empire, making a creative career stable, what I've learned about money, what I've learned about adulting, everything I'm going to be documenting here and on social media, hopefully soon. It's kind of scary, but yeah. So you can follow the journey and we can do it together, and you can tell me what you've learned and I can tell you what I've learned, and we can be friends. Check out the links in the description. There's many things that I said in this video. If you have this mindset or you adopt this mindset and you want to be ahead of most people your age, check out the description. There's many links down there. There's a budgeting spreadsheet that I use as a creative, as a freelancer. If you're trying to be a freelancer or you are a freelancer, those are going to come in super clutch. Go check them out. They have literally every single thing that you need. You don't have to make a spreadsheet. You just use that. It's down below. Same with goal setting. This is a very polished video. Okay, we can admit that. And I'm not doing very well, but it's okay. It's okay. Go check out the description. See what appeals to you, and then just, yeah, dude, be be ahead of most people your age. And to be ahead of most people your age, you have to adopt this mindset. Listen to your surroundings, pay attention to what people do, what mistakes they made, what are something that they did that you don't want to do, you don't want to experience. Take it all and learn from other people's experiences so you don't have to go through the same thing and have the same regrets. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to have regrets, but maybe you can have fewer ones, So, but we're going to have more videos. Go check out the ones that I just recently posted, and more are to come that are a little bit more polished. And yeah, let's go on a journey together and have some fun. Okay, go make something happen. Ciao, ciao.